And we rolling. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? It's your boy Corey Kareem here again at the podcast summit here in Atlanta, Georgia. I ran into a stranger who's now becoming a homie, and he saw my jersey, and he said, "You from Toronto?" And I said, "Yeah." And then he said to me, "You know where I'm from?" I'm like, "Where's that?" He said, "I'm from Compton."
Come on, man.
So you see where this is going, right? Give me one at a time. So, Khabir, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell the folks what you do and what you about.
No doubt, man. First of all, my name is Khabir Muhammad. I'm the creator and founder of Credit Fixer. And Credit Fixer is a DIY credit repair platform which empowers consumers with the knowledge, tools, and resources to fix their own credit.
Amazing. So, given what's been transpiring, we're going to pivot to pop culture a little bit off of what I normally talk about. But your boy Kendrick, K. Dot, Kung Fu Kenny.
Shout out K. Dot.
He did some amazing things over the last couple of months, right?
Yes, sir.
He brought the hoods together. So I think everybody would like to know that's never been to LA or probably never even been to Compton.
Yeah.
First of all, what's Compton really like, man? Like, I know that's a kind of like a loaded question, but like based on you growing up there, tell the folks a little bit what Compton, California is like.
Man, I look at Compton, California like a black mecca for black people on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so many great people come out of Compton. So many great minds, great-hearted people. You know, although, you know, movies have, you know, made Compton seem like it's a terrible place to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's a terrible place to visit. But, you know, for me growing up, I've learned that, you know, we respect you if you come as you are. If you a cornball,
mm-hmm.
be a cornball. We respect that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all about being who you are and standing on that, and not trying to switch up.
Mm-hmm.
You know who you are, because that's what we don't like. Because it's already enough of identity crisis going on in our city, anyways. It's like whether you wearing a certain color or a hat.
Right.
You know, so we want to be able to define who you are.
Right.
But it's a beautiful place, great minds, man, great people, and yeah.
Right.
That's my hometown.
I love it. I've never been to Compton. I've been to LA a couple of times, but I always felt like all the hoods of LA, because there's so much history from you going back to NWA to moving towards like Pac, that era, to the game, to now Kendrick. I always thought there should be like a hood tour. You know, like when you go to like the big city, they got like the buses that go around. Just because there's so much history around all those different neighborhoods, I always felt like that's something people from your neighborhood should coordinate.
Yeah.
But pivoting over to the rap battle, first of all, I gotta ask you, as a West Coast homie, as someone from Compton, are you a Drake fan? That's what I want to know.
Let me be careful with my words. You know, I can say that I do like a lot of Drake songs.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
If he wrote them.
I was waiting for it. So, you know, being from LA, from Compton, talk to me really about like what this rap battle has meant for not only Compton but for like LA, because obviously with the Juneteenth concert that happened, he brought the hoods together. Yeah. I mean, you from there, so tell me, like, we see what's happening online, but tell me some of the stuff that we're not really seeing that transpired over that.
Yeah, you know, it's so many politics that go on in Southern California, in LA, Compton, all these different cities in Los Angeles and these areas, that for Kendrick to be able to do that shows the world that he has so much influence. Similar to like Nipsey Hussle, similar to, you know, Pop, similar to Back Dre up north, you know. But for him to be able to do that is very difficult, because you got a lot of hoods that don't respect each other, that don't want to see that happen. And then you got to understand, like, these hoods got different groups of people in their hoods. You know what I mean? You got 60s, you know. I ain't trying to put
I got you.
say no names, but you know, you got gangs that got gangs within gangs, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Groups. You might not know somebody that's from your hood.
Mm-hmm.
And you showing up to even, be on stage with Kendrick, which you had a lot of, bloods on that stage,
Mm-hmm.
where some Crips might have been like, bro, like, what you even doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he might not even know him personally, but he know that he from the same hood. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a beautiful thing to see, because overall, we want to see peace in our cities.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so many politics that prevent that from happening, and there's so many egos that prevent that from happening as well. But we gotta see it, and big ups to Kendrick for even being a man to even be able to do that, because it takes a certain type of person to even gain respect in LA like that, for people to even show up for that.
And I think a lot of people can I think they get that.
Mm-hmm.
They think that what Kendrick has done is phenomenal, right? As much as I am a Drake fan, I'm also a Kendrick fan, but Drake's from my hometown, so I feel a little bit of loyalty, just like you feel loyalty towards Kendrick. We recognize oh shit, what homie just did is next level. It's undeniable. Even if you're on Team Drake, you gotta respect that, just out of the magnitude of what's transpired over the last couple of months. Because how I see it is, what those two did, even though I feel like the battle went really dark towards the end, got a little bit too personal for my liking personally. It was epic to see the amount of people getting involved. There were businesses that were impacted in a positive way.
Yes, sir.
In addition to that, Kendrick put out the most amount of music he's ever done in one time. I mean, that was a blessing right there.
Yeah.
And I think Drake wrote the most amount of bars he's ever written.
Yeah.
So I felt like we got a lot of goodness out of that competition. And as you know, hip hop is a contact sport.
For sure.
But I gotta ask you this. As Kendrick bringing all the different hoods and the gangs together, do you think that's just for the moment, or you think this is actually going to kind of have some longevity based on you living out in LA?
In truth, I think it's for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think it's a sign of something that we can actually do and continue to maintain. I think it takes a lot of legwork to do that, and just one show is not going to be enough to inspire people to maintain that. What he did, because that was monumental, I think, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I think he had the drive and the desire to be the one to do that.
Right.
And I think those who, you got to understand, Bloods and Crips not the only gang in LA. You got the police that's really a gang that you take money out their pockets if these guys ain't fighting amongst each other. So it's a lot of money on the table for peace in our communities to happen. And so those are underlying battles, like you asked earlier, what were some of the underlying things? Yeah. Those are some of the, bigger underlying things. They don't want to see black people have peace, or black and brown, and just people in general, in truth. But, specifically as it pertains to us, that would cause jails to lose billions of dollars. Prisons to lose billions. So that's what we fighting.
I could definitely see that. Definitely other powers that be there. What do you think is the biggest misconception about Compton, California?
Honestly, I don't think that there is a misconception. What you see is what it is. Like, if you experience it, like not what you see on TV, but when you go there, I think you got to experience Compton for yourself, and not what somebody tell you, because you get their perspective rather than going to see it for yourself. But I think one of the things that I've learned growing up in Los Angeles and Compton is that we respect real, and I think that's where you saw Kendrick really kind of pop out, because you're like, bro, you're not really. I can't keep allowing this to go on without saying nothing if we gonna be in a battle. You know what I mean? Right. So he brought a lot of that, tension out in regards to that, because that's how we kind of grow up.
Right. No, I definitely feel that. Let's talk about Pac for a second. Yeah. Man, Pac's one of my favorite artists of all time. Hip hop artists in general. And I like some of the Pac songs that weren't even popular. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, was it 21 Gun Salute is one of my favorite Pac songs, and that's like only the real Pac fans know that song. Do you think? Well, let me ask you this. I'm gonna get a little bit conspiracy theory here a little bit. Who do you think was behind the demise of Pac's life, the death of Pac?
I think it's a mixture. I think, you know, there was a lot of turmoil between him and Suge. I know Pac was wanting to go do his own thing with Death Row East.
Right.
And so I think because of his influence, I think that there was some higher ups that, you know, okay, that, like I said, the police department is really a gang. LAPD, it's a gang.
I heard.
And they what Pac was doing, like he was doing what, you know, Nip did, or Nip was doing what Pac did.
Right.
And what you saw Kendrick do was a resemblance of what those two men did. So I think there was, you know, a lot of higher ups because of his influence, and you know, they get someone to get it done.
Right. So for the people that's never been to LA, they're drawn to LA.
Yeah.
They've heard about it, they've seen it in the movies, TV shows, what have you.
Yeah.
What are some do's and don'ts for newcomers coming to LA? What are some do's and don'ts? What are Khabir's do's and don'ts for to come into Los Angeles, California?
So I'm gonna say this, and I always try to be transparent. I haven't lived in LA in about, you know, since I was like 14, but I've always been back a lot. So the politics change a lot, and we got this saying: if you ain't from the town, don't come around. You know, don't speak on stuff that you don't know about. But for me, in my experience, you know, I know don't wear all red for sure. It's certain hats that you don't want to wear. That Cincinnati Reds hat. don't want to
wear that one. Got you.
The New York fitted.
Yeah.
Don't wear that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trey. Who they wear? I can get just certain baseball caps. But I'll say this: like, if you gonna wear LA fitted, wear a cap, wear LA fitted. Don't wear one upside down. The new ones is coming out. Don't wear that, but wear one that's not. I would say a black one, a white one, a beige
What I'm hearing
one.
is don't wear no colors, man. Come in all white.
Just kind of cool, like, you know. But again, like I said, you know, the politics change, and you know, they might not even be on that no more like that. I heard they kind of chill down, but you know, a lot of those things are still there. When you go somewhere, look people in their eye and just, you know, let them know like how you doing, man. So that they know what type of temperature you on, because you get to just looking and they be trying to figure out what you looking for. Cause it's people that's scoping and all sorts of stuff. So it's really just showing people respect. When you show people who you are, where you stand at, man,
it's love. Cause I've been to a few different hoods across the country, from New Orleans to LA, New York, where I used to live. And I think, to your point, when you have that level of being genuine,
for sure.
You know what I mean? You're looking for people. Most people are gonna be pretty cool with you. And for me, what I always realize is like, yo, for every neighborhood you heard about, there's kids that live there, and those kids, for them, this is everyday life. So for me, the way I think about it is, to them, this is all normal. To you, this might seem kind of out of place because it's not your neighborhood, but come with a level of respect for it. You know what I mean? I've never had any issues, because I've always come with like, put me on, you know, like what y'all do for fun. Y'all go to the roller skating thing, you know what I mean? Is this where people hoop at? Like, I went to what do you call it? Venice Beach for the first time. And that was crazy to me, man. I was blown away that the big ass brolic dudes working out and all that type of stuff. It was an experience. So speaking about experiences in LA, if I'm an out of towner, what are some things for me to check out that's kind of like relevant to our culture? I'm not talking about the Hollywood stuff and all that other stuff, but like relevant to our culture, our community.
You definitely want to go to Simply Wholesome off Slauson.
Okay.
They always got good, healthy food there. Smoothies, you can go there. You can take a lady on a date there. Outside city, you know, the weather always good.
I gotta say though, Khabir, like, you talking about drinking smoothies on Slauson and the name and the reputation, it's like the imagery of that, I'm just trying to imagine it just don't really fit right now. I can't see somebody on one of them bikes drinking a smoothie thinking about how it just...
Nah, you right in the mix though. Nah, it's right in the mix for sure.
I got you.
But yeah, that's a good spot that, you know, you don't see too much drama going on right there, because we do respect aspects of of what we got.
Yeah.
Definitely go to the coffee shop in Leimert Park. My bro.
Yeah.
Man, hold on, I gotta plug him.
Yeah.
Oh, he gonna be mad. But he got a good coffee shop.
Yeah.
How I do that? But yeah, it's a coffee shop. Everybody know who I'm talking about.
We gotta look it up.
OG.
Where's it? Where in LA is it?
It's in Leimert Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a coffee shop. There's a coffee shop in Leimert Park.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll Google it. Okay, so those are some spots to check out that's authentic to the culture. So in terms of like West Coast rap,
Yeah.
who's your favorite West Coast rapper?
All time?
All time.
Man.
So if we're gonna choose between Pac, Game, Cube,
Damn, I forgot about it. Oh.
Kendrick, and now we can even go all the way back into like, you know, MC Ren and Corrupt, Snoop Dogg, Dre, if you want to consider him a rapper. Yeah, you tell me.
And you know, Pac used to be he was my hero growing up.
Yeah.
Tupac. So I gotta say Pac, between Pac and Nipsey, because you know it's not so much the music, it's more so the influence that you actually have on the world.
Right.
And you know, both of them had great music, but
yeah,
I think that music, you know, their influence overshadowed everything.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you
till
there.
this day.
I agree with you there. Khabir, is there anything else we should know about you, about LA, about Compton, something, the people that have never been there, they've heard about it, anything?
Man, I'm just another person, another brother from that made it out of Compton.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I made it out to inspire people that you can do great things, you know, and that's part of the reason why I built this platform. And I built it myself from the ground up. I didn't pay somebody overseas because I wanted people who look like me to see that you could do something great and build a platform that's just as, you know, high as degree as Credit Karma, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I wanted people to see that so maybe they can get inspired to do it.
So perhaps give the people, my audience, my listeners, some quick context. What is the platform that you built? Like, what does it do? How does it help people?
Yeah. So it started off as a DIY platform only for consumers to fix their own credit, but I also built out a business version that allows credit repair companies to fix credit for their clients. And about a month ago, I launched a white label of my platform. So now you can have your own credit repair software with your name, your logo, your your business identity on that platform, and you can offer it to your customers. So, but the foundation of Credit Fixer is to empower consumers with the tools, the resources to fix their own credit. So you no longer have to look to someone else to do something for you that you could do for yourself.
I love it. I love that. Man, that's crazy. Never knew who you're gonna run into in these conferences, in these conference spaces. So Khabir, I'm gonna end with one last fun question for you. And this is what the people from my town really want to know. All right, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. If I come to LA in my Toronto jersey right now, am I gonna have any problems?
You might want to let it cool off a little bit.
He's keeping it real.
Just watched the video too, all right? Nah, you leave that one back in Toronto.
All right, folks, you heard it from the man himself. We should leave the Toronto jerseys at home.
Shout out Toronto, man.
We're going to LA. Listen, I'll tell you, man, if you ever come out top, you good.
Sure.
It's interesting what's happening right now. Hopefully everything really just stays on wax, because this was just really supposed to be like a fun, competitive thing with two of some of the greats who ever done it. I mean, Drake and K-Dot are like two of the greatest, right?
Sure.
So, Khabir, before we head out, where can the people reach you? How can they get in contact with you? If they want to work with you, become a client, what's the best way for them to do so?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on all social media platforms at Credit Fixer. That's Credit, Fixrr, no E. So Credit Fixer. And you can go to the website, sign up, free trial at www.creditfixer.com.
Amazing. Well, guys, that concludes this mini episode of 3 Questions with Corey Kareem. Khabir and I are out.
Salute, brother.
Peace and love. Until the next time.
Appreciate you, bro.
Let's go. Toronto, LA. See, we got the peace.
Hey, come on.
We got the peace going.
You see it.
We got the peace.